you've been good to me. I love you, I love you, Ooh, child. Y'all. Oh, what's going on, y'all? Let's start off with that. Oh, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Can y'all hear me and see me? Oh, Lord, have mercy. Y'all, that young man's name is Tyler Allen. Hey, Kundia. Hey, Enrique. How you doing? Oh, I got something. I got something for all the birthday people. Ooh. How y'all doing? Come on in. Come on in. For all the birthday people. Y'all doing all right? It is Friday. Thank God. Thank God. I'm gonna play this version since I know it's not copyrighted. That young man is Tyler Allen. He is the grandson of Rance Allen, who was a gospel singer that passed away. And he sounds just like his grandfather. It's crazy. So, but here's a special birthday shout out to all the people with birthdays up in here. Y'all doing good? Enrique's birthday was on what, the 15th? Who else? Hood Horrors hopped into my live earlier this morning, you all. The car ride along with me to work. I can't believe it. He was supposed to email me a time on Sunday that we're gonna have him on the platform here in LLC. His birthday is tomorrow, so I hope we're still on, but I do understand. But I am waiting on him to email me. I am excited. Y'all know we're going through the series with Eligio Bishop and Nature Boy. It was a cult. He even said it. Yeah, you know, I guess you respect him for at least saying he's a cult. He's a cult. It's a cult. Now he's in jail forever. So what's going on, Miss Ernestine? How you doing? How y'all doing? Go change your smoke detector. Is my thing going on? Oh Lord, I can't reach it. Y'all know how high up my smoke detector is. Oh dear Lord. Is it going on? Oh, it is. Ooh, that's some bull. All right, we're gonna put in some music so y'all don't hear it. Because I can't reach it. I'm short. I don't even have a ladder to help me get it. I'll have to get one of my neighbors to help me get it. To help me get it changed. Because I can't even reach that thing, y'all. Sorry. I can pull the door up if it helps with the chirping, but I can't even reach it. I can't change it if I wanted to. He said, please don't change your smoke detector. I'm sorry, I can't reach it. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, Foxy. How you doing? Oh Lord, yeah. Hold on. I'll be back. Let me pull my door up. I don't know what else to do with that. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if that takes care of it or not, but hopefully it does help something. But Yeah, no, I can't reach it. Sorry, y'all. I know. What's going on, Saint? Foxy, make sure you drop the link to your YouTube channel in the comments. You guys make sure you check out Foxy. We're gonna play the birthday song. We got some birthdays to recognize. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I can't even reach my smoke detector if I wanted to. So I want to just get everybody in here, get enough people in here. You guys make sure you're hitting the like button on the way in. Want to recognize birthdays up in here. Shout out to everybody. Thank God it's Friday. I am so ready to sleep in. I have a lot of content to put up. Tomorrow I'm gonna do 2 videos of show 4 and 5 of Elijah Bishop. Give a status update on Judge Shamila Williams. Her hearings have been concluded, and just kind of give you all an update on what's happening with her. Prayerfully, she gets removed because she's weird. Oh my goodness gracious! Thank you so much, Candia. I appreciate it. We're gonna play this birthday song. Y'all ready? Y'all go support Foxy. Shout out to you, Foxy. We're gonna go give a birthday shout out to all the birthdays up in here. Show me your altos. Happy birthday. Yeah, that's how I ended. And this is young man. He's awesome. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday to all those who got birthdays. Oh man. Please play this for mine next month on the 24th. You got it. Happy belated birthday to you, Enrique. Birthday coming up for Hood Horror. Shout out to Koala T Reacts. His birthday was this month. Happy birthday to everybody that celebrated their birthday in the month of July, especially here in the LLC. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you all for supporting me here. And I honor you all and your birthdays. I hope you've had a blessed birthday. Thank God we get to live to see a new one. And I just want to thank you all so much for hanging out with me here. We got some information to go over because Napoleon he called us clickbait. Yeah, okay. Just, dude. Thank you, Foxy. I appreciate it. You're welcome, Enrique. It's my honor. I sure will. Karis, how you doing? Oh man. Y'all listen, Jesus loves the trolls as well. Come out the bushes. Hit the like button. Engage in the chat. No reason to hide. You'll be okay. You'll be all right. It'll be okay. I'm not gonna hold you all night. You good? Awesome. Fantastic. I'm not gonna hold you all night. Some information I just want to go over. And thank you so much. I'm glad you all are here. I'm honored. I really am. Listen, there are over 1 billion users on YouTube. I'm just a speck, like most. But I'm always honored. People want to check out the content. Got a lot of updates to give, a lot of videos to do. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Shout out to my fantastic mods up in here, Condia, Saint, Foxy, my Dale. Thank you all so much for being in and tuning in. I know it's late. I told Laura, she was like, "When you going live?" Laura, where you at? I said, I'm sorry, it's gonna be a little late. Got a little bit behind, but we are here. And yes, I have a lot of videos. Y'all, Candace Owens got sued. I'm so doing a video on that. I am so doing a video tomorrow. Candace Owens getting her ass sued by a whole president wife. Girl, will you talk about anything else? All the stuff she can address and shed light on. She's sitting here trying to talk about the French president's wife. You got 4 million supporters listening to you on YouTube. Please, please talk about something of significance to the American people, please. Child poo. I'm recording my house. I mean, I'm too active just yet. Oh, you good? You good? Tuning in. Thank y'all. Just make sure you hit the like button. Yes, I know Candace on it. I know. Oh, Enrique say he got okay. All right. He got to take the doggy out. The doggy. While we wait, you know what? I'm gonna play this other video here because I wanted to play this. Y'all. This is the Montgomery brawl. Is this gonna get blocked? Are they gonna block it or I play a little bit of this Montgomery brawl?
Hello everyone. I am Mel.
If I play the Montgomery brawl, Foxy, will they block my content claim on my video? I don't want the video to get blocked, but this is something else. I watched this thing like 4 or 5 times in a row, y'all. It was epic. It was like seeing people just come together, and that's like because it's down, you know, some racial lines, but it's like it just for once you have people come together for the purposes of beating somebody's ass. Slow it down some. Oh my god, these dudes had it coming though. I mean, they literally jumped this guy. They jumped this guy. What we gonna learn? Stop jumping people. Yeah, cut the volume down on her about that. I slowed it down. All right, let me oh my goodness. We're gonna get to it, y'all. But this is something else. Y'all gotta see this. Oxy said slow it down. I slowed it down. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. You ready? He threw that hat up in there. They should have kept it 1-on-1. And then this little clown came up in the mix. Look at that. Then it's 2 3-on-1. Y'all, this is so lame. This guy come right in. He don't really help anything, you know. He just kind of suck everything. This is something else. Look at this kid swimming in the water, y'all. He's like, you know what? This boat's not moving fast enough. This woman is behind. I'm looking. No, that's right. This is amazing. Just seeing that alone was something else. This kid swimming over there as fast as he can to get to this man. This is something else. You know, you won't get tagged on this. So, okay. Y'all. That boy was swimming in that nasty water. Get his behind over there. Oh my God. Hey, Chris, how are you? This was so good. Yeah, Jesus loved the trolls as well. He swam his behind. See, they go that stereotype black people can't swim. Who can't swim? Who can't swim? I taught my kids how to swim too. Once they learn how to tread water, they'll be good to go. It's about the same as someone saying something to attack you, and then when you defend yourself and clap back, then everybody want to tell you to take it in private, but not tell the person that started it to take it in private. No. Oh, we don't do hypocrisy. This is crazy. Boom. Woo! I do not agree with a man hitting a woman. Don't do that. Do not hit the women. That is never necessary. It was that a female he hit? Oh no. It's so far away I can't see up close. Who is who? Y'all, this is something else. This is something else. Okay, the boy in the white, that's a boy that was in the white shorts. I thought that was a woman. Somebody must have hit that guy hard. He had to get help getting up, man. This is crazy. All those people sat on the side. Nobody called 911 yet. Who child? Everyone played this video and the others. The worst part of this whole thing is that the man was doing his job and they had previously refused to move the boat after asked multiple times. Yeah, I kind of figured that when the boat docked, it was on. Yeah, I know. I'm just not getting it. Hey, Common Sense, how are you? I'm just not getting that. They just sending this to me. I had no idea this happened. This is crazy. All the employees came over. Somebody got thrown in the water. I don't agree with the men hitting the women. Oh, that's a female. Oh, somebody got thrown. Pushed them in the water. No. Mm-hmm. The men are really catching. Okay, here's the cops. Somebody jumped in the water. Hey, no, no. There's a dude that had red shorts on that jumped in. And nasty water. Oh. Yeah, that boy swam across. Y'all notice the cops not really like locking a bunch of people up. It wasn't until someone started using a chair, I think. Hold on. Yeah. See, no one was getting arrested until this. This dude started using a chair. Are you kidding me? Use your fist. See that? No. Yeah, this is you gotta understand. People have fights, but that right there is aggravated assault. Using a chair as a weapon, man, that could really do some serious injury. That's why they took him down. He use the chairs. You know, ain't fair. Use your fist. No one was getting arrested. No one was being tased until the chair thing came into play. This is so crazy. See, look at that. They didn't arrest these guys like this right away. You get a few fists throwing. Look at, how many people went to jail from this? Yeah, when the check came out, that's when it got crazy. I'm back. Yeah, when the check came out, that was it. See that? That whole check, that was, man, come on, man. Look at that. He could have literally gave somebody a concussion. And you see the cops coming towards him. He still didn't put the chair down. And then he hit a woman. Oh, so he hit a woman with that chair. No, come on, man. Come on, man. Nope. That ain't it. He went to jail. They had to tackle. It took 2 or 3 of them to get him to the ground. And then the cop moved her out the way. Get out of here. Y'all see, everyone else didn't get arrested. Just tag the lady in the red. Too many people for the cops to be trying to stop it. Exactly. But the chair thing just got. He went to jail and got out. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, he just using the chair to assault people. Like, come on, man. He could have caused some real serious damage. By swinging fists, you swinging a chair, using a chair. Come on now. They pushed somebody in the water. That was a, especially if they didn't want to hit her. They just pushed her in the water. Never mind if she couldn't swim. She would have drowned. Oh no. Y'all. This is something else. One of the guys was beat up so bad his Crocs were jacked up. Oh man. Everyone else was using equal force. Is that? I mean, yeah, it's a fight is a fight, right? You using fists, okay. What they're not gonna do is sit here and let you swing chairs and knock people out with chairs and shit. They're not gonna let you do that. No, that's not gonna happen. There ain't no need for that. No need for that. So, that's that was the Alabama brawl, y'all. Oh man. All right, we got a little precursor and we all pumped up and energized. Thank you all for tuning in. Once again, hit that like button, engage in the chat. We're about to get into some information about this bill HB 4488, where Napoleon's football helmet head ass put all this information in about salaries and the caucus and electoral colleges and all this stuff in this bill about a Crohn's disease. And we're going to check out parts of the meeting, not the whole thing. Y'all can watch the whole thing. But I just want to get to the parts where he's sitting here talking about people clickbait. Oh, you can kiss my ass, Napoleon. The audacity. The audacity. And him to sit here talking about some of y'all here for clickbait. No. We don't need to do clickbait. There are a lot of people that came in. They make great points. They ask questions. I think the common theme was about, I like this lady here. She does the math in real time. Who is this lady? What's her name? Anybody know her name? Hey, Artiste, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Well, say hello to Artiste. Everybody speak to everybody. How you doing? How's it going? Anybody know this lady name? Let me know if you know her name. Every time she gets up and makes public comments, she sticks to the numbers. and very smart and intelligent. You can tell, like she's not there for any foolishness. She just, this math ain't mathing. I love it. I love it. Wendy Kelly. There we go. I see it in here. Thank you, Lansing Journal. Shout out to Lansing Journal. Let's give them a thumbs up. They have these timestamps and okay, they got everybody's name on here. Public comments by Gardis Watts, Jennifer Roberts, Paul Roberts, Vivian Allen, Kimberly Christmas, Alicia Nicole, Trina Stump, Angela Russell, Ryan Sinwelski, and Dan Lee. And then you have Wendy Kelly. So, one of my personal faves comments for the night, because she flat out said, the math ain't math. Because here on Earth, in this reality, Napoleon, 3 + 3 is 6 and not football. He doesn't do math in his head anymore. I don't know if it's all the hits that he's taking to his head in his football career, because, he wants to remind everybody in subtle ways that he played football. Y'all, Napoleon Harris, once upon a time, played in the NFL. He's like one of those big cornbread eating, corn husky, wheat picking type of, big dudes. when you get him a plate, like everything's a double portion. He played football. He wants everybody to know that. For some reason, somehow he missed the memo of free speech. Perhaps because he doesn't believe in doing a lot of talking. And when he does, this is how he sounds. But Wendy Kelly flat out said the math is not mathing. So I do want to play her part. And then we're going to play his nonsense. And then we're just going to get it right into this bill. Sound good? Make sure you guys wheat picking. Yeah. Oh, helmet head. All them concussions and he done endured over the years somehow has him thinking that constitutional rights don't apply to everybody. Y'all know he eat fried green tomatoes with collard greens. He don't ask for Kool-Aid, he wants sweet tea. Oh, Lord have mercy. Who this Hoppo? That's how he I go for days. He's such a clown. Y'all, we laugh up in here. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. The devil is alive. You think you're gonna see him and have me walking around angry? Misery loves company. That's why I don't cater to it. I'm not gonna do that. It's not worthy of my time. Does that make sense? Not worthy of my time. So I want to get to Wendy Kelly comments, and then we're gonna roll into the wannabe greenbacker, and then we're gonna go from there.
Hi, I did want to mention this at the last meeting, about the food pantry, but I missed the sound. So I mentioned before with the previous administration that my background is in corporate. I don't know,
I love it.
Public and politics and all of that and how things are run. However, I think it's incumbent upon this administration to be as responsible, or even more so, with our taxpayer dollars and have the same level of fiscal responsibility as a for-profit organization would have.
You would think.
This brings me to the food pantry. When I looked at the budget, there's a $1 million line item with really no explanation of what it is or what it's made up of. But even further,
I'm sorry. Let me hold on. I'm turning the captions on.
Hi, I did want to mention this at the last meeting, about the food pantry, but I missed the sound. So I mentioned before with the previous administration that my background is in corporate. I don't know, public and politics and all of that and how things are run. However, I think it's incumbent upon this administration.
The politics there seems to be scamish in nature. I mean, it's just like one big ass pyramid scheme right now. Everybody's just kind of coming in and passing around money and moving them around to different accounts and expenses and throwing them on different budgets. Helmet Head is literally creating state legislation to bend law to his will. So it seems to be the politics there seems to be very scamish and fraudulent.
to be as responsible or even more so with our taxpayer dollars and have the same level of fiscal responsibility as a for-profit organization would have. This brings me to the food pantry. When I looked at the budget, there's a $1 million line item with really no explanation of what it is or what it's made up of. But even further, I'm concerned with the overall $4.368 million cost of the food pantry. This is a big amount. It's huge. Based on my math and the number of meals that on the website it says get served or boxes, it comes to about $87 to provide a box of food that's worth $25.
Wow.
And I'm being generous.
Yeah, listen. When I say her math breakdown on this is brilliant, it's brilliant because 87 minus 25 is what? 62? You have a $62 variance per person. How do you explain that variance per person? A $62 variance per person. It's almost like we're going to go ahead and buy you $25 worth of food, but we're going to charge Thornton Township $87 for it. What are they doing with the remaining $62? Where's our change back? We want our change back. We sent you to the store. We let you go buy food for $25. When we gave you $87, where's the change? These are simple questions that football head can't answer because math goes over his head. See, he's too busy manipulating state legislation, state law to his will to sit here and appropriate funds to certain projects, to certain buckets like salaries, food pantry. But he's doing it inside of state legislation, in state bills. It's not just dealing with the local ordinances now. We're talking about laws being made on the state level. Y'all have to understand the severity of that. A local ordinance is not going to override state law. State law will take priority and precedence over local ordinances. So either you got to get to the state legislation to get some bills and laws amended or repealed, or you have to go above that. And that's to the federal level. Because it's very difficult to come and pass a local ordinance that would combat state law. This is how smooth he's trying to be with this. And he doesn't expect anybody to call him out on his bullshit. Now he's changing state law to get what he wants. Not just the local ordinance anymore.
Because I know it's in those boxes. Even the U.S. government pennies when they realize it costs $3.
Y'all, somebody please drop D-Love's YouTube channel in the chat. What's going on? How you doing? He's looking at what he eats. Yep. What's going on, D-Love? No apologies is in the house. My friends are too nice. Not one of them has offered me a guaranteed payoff from pyramid scheme. We need to have a group meeting because we're doing it wrong. It's crazy. Do it. I'm gonna give you $87. Go buy something worth $25 and then bring me back the cash. No. Where's the change? Where's the $62 in change per person? You owe me some change. Like that's naturally what people will say. You owe me some change. Where am I change at? $62 variance per person. Oh man, thank you so much, Candia. I appreciate you. There you go. You guys make sure you go check out Foxy to Roxy and No Apologies. D-Love is in the house to support their channel and their content, their lives. They listen. No Apologies live there. All right. So it's up to the residents for you guys to keep up this good reporting and research and information and stay vigilant, stay on top of it, because now you're going to have to go to the state level to combat what football head is doing. You're going to have to. You got to take it up to the next level where he's changing state laws now. And it's affecting not just Thornton Township, but what happens with supervisors in Cook County. And I believe Cook County is wider and bigger than Thornton Township, right? 17 municipalities under Thornton Township. Cook County includes more than just Thornton, right? He is literally changing state law. And it's having a ripple effect in other municipalities within Cook County. Yeah, it's something else. See, I guess he didn't think anybody would pick that up. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Napoleon. You're just not smart enough to do it to where it's not overly noticeable. It's so noticeable. I see it. I see you coming. Helmet head, football, cornbread eating, husky, corn picking.
Right? Because it's not efficient, it's a waste, right? And I'm not suggesting that we eliminate food pantry. It provides a vital service, and even more so with all the political climate and the change. People are going to be
$62 variance per person.
that. I just want the numbers to make sense because right now the math ain't math.
Hey,
And so my
Math ain't math.
suggestion is that, and I understand, some people say things go up, things cost more, with inflation, with this political.
they only spend $25.
But I think we need to really take a look at the food pantry, the processes, the financial, take a deep dive. I'm sure there are many opportunities to realize some efficiencies that will bring those costs down. That's so right. That the math starts.
Yeah, I could have sworn the food pantry guy said that he helped to curb expenses there. And isn't that? Yeah, I could have sworn that was what was happening. But explain the $62 per person variance. Like, how do you go out and say, I've been given $87, but I'm only going to spend $25 and keep the rest? That's stealing. It's called theft.
Yeah, because right now it doesn't. I tried to twist it and turn it on the side. It just doesn't make sense to me. And what that does is, any increase like that, or any savings helps with our taxes. Right now, it impacts our taxes, it impacts our property values.
This is some crazy stuff.
And that impacts our ability to build generational wealth, which most people do through real estate. It's all about the taxes, right? Some people pay more taxes than they do the principal and interest out here. So I'm appealing to you guys. I appreciate what you've done, and I have every confidence that you guys will take a look at the food pantry, look at where we can eliminate waste, realize some efficiencies, and bring those costs down, so we can, again, as some people said, get our taxes down, so we can actually. Thank you.
And at this time, I will close public comments. We have reached the 30-minute line.
Now that clerk is nasty work. She is nasty work. Someone produce her job description again. I'm asking for a friend. She's some nasty work. But when he's sitting here saying the dumb things that he says, it's no wonder he's gonna bring in people that, I guess they're just sitting up there letting all this happen in real time. This is happening before our eyes, people. No one explained why you're going out spending only $25 per person for a food box when you've been given $87 to do it. That should be, and I'm gonna be honest, in my household, $87 might not get me like a month's worth of groceries, but it's definitely going to get me at least a good week or so. I have 2 teenage boys, so they eat everything. They just breathe it in. But think about what you could possibly get with $87 and some coupons, some $5 deals, like the 5 for $5 specials or something. You might be able to get some food to make at least 4 good meals out of it if you shop right. They're only spending $25 when they have more to spend. That's the insult of it all. That is the insulting part. You're giving $87 to spend per person. But for some reason, when people go shopping, they only spending $25 per person. And then they're not giving back the change. That's the insult of it all. It's simple math. And this clown sits here and thinks, yeah, no, it's okay. They're supposed to keep that $62 variance per person. No, I don't see anything wrong with that. What the heck? Woo, sweet Jesus.
Excuse me, Madam Clerk, I'm a little late.
I understand, we have more than 30 minutes allowed, thank you.
Who she nasty work? She is nasty work.
I'll sign that paper.
Now, ask for the approval of minutes. Ask for motion for the approval. of
Yeah, they
minutes
only
for
giving
regular
30
board
minutes. So
meeting.
they're only giving 30 minutes. Was this always this way? Where they only gave 30 minutes, like a 30-minute cap for public comments? And if everybody gets 3 minutes, that's 10, that's only 10 people. Has it always been this way? Because the last one, she didn't want people to ask questions. I didn't see the difference with them. Ask questions, make statements, it just kind of goes over their head. Then they give you the answers in the next meeting. What kind of nonsense? Those meetings are supposed to be interactive. What the hell are we doing? Oh, he's such a helmet. I never liked him anywhere I wanted Nate to win.
Motion to approve the minutes. 2025.
But I wasn't born, they could lay their egg and hatch their anything. They just approved all this stuff. Nobody had any.
Township General Fund. Is there a motion?
They said nothing in between. Is this way? Hold on. Everybody just voted down the line. Nobody had any discussion. Nobody had any kickbacks. None of it. Did I pass his comments?
Next up is the supervisor report. I'll start by saying that we hear the comments of all the residents and we definitely take them into heart. Well, that being said, when a comment and try to to respond in a respectful manner to make sure that the needs of the residents are being met first. That's our first and foremost.
So that was Nate trying to speak. Nate was trying to speak. Thank you. Nate was not able to speak for the public comment. They didn't even show him in the camera. So I and he said he signed the paper. Wow. Even my Mexican math says it is inaccurate. All right. Oh man, we go by US dollar. They go by pesos, and it's still off. $62 variance per person. Oh my God, for a food box. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, let's listen to the clown here. Helmet head.
As has been stated before, this is the time of you. There's no need to go out and be adversary towards anyone. And contrary to what the report said, I never disparaged anybody. You cannot find a record of me saying negative about anybody.
It doesn't matter. Math is still math. Whether you say something negative about somebody or not is irrelevant. That does not change what we understand and know to be simple mathematics. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That doesn't change because you're not disparaging someone. No one even asked or cared if he did. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't care if he did. You can say whatever you want, but if you can't read or do math, I have a problem with that. You trying to be somebody's supervisor and a state senator. What's irritating is he should not even have those two positions at the same time. They need, if they can't get it on the state level, you're going to have to go above that to the federal level. Laws passed to keep people from being in those roles like that, where they're just hemorrhaging money, ironically, out of Black communities where they need their tax dollars to go back into the community. And here, football head right here, sitting here taking advantage of that with state legislation. This is not about disparaging, skunkhead. This is about simple mathematics. And then you think that a call for unity means don't question anything. Don't say anything unless it's yay and amen. That's not how this works. That's not how this works here on earth in this reality. That's not how this works. He can go be delusional somewhere else. But it's not going to change if people aren't doing simple mathematics as well and saying your math is off. We don't care if you disparage someone. We don't care how you feel about it. Math is math. Facts are facts. Laws are laws. And none of those things care about your feelings. None of it. So either do math, answer our questions. We voted for you. These people voted for him. And he's sitting here expecting him to just not say anything to him. I ain't never disparaged nobody. Who cares? Who gives a fuck if you did? No one cares. They want the math to make sense. Math is still math. Y'all know he the one where he gets multiplication tables wrong. Thinks that it's tic-tac-toe. I mean, it's
before people after you. That's not true.
multiplication tables is
I
tic-tac-toe to him.
also like to say that people always talk about coming together and being on one accord. Sometimes, as individuals who take on public office, people often wonder why
That
people
clerk
do
is
it.
rude.
And they say, well, why people do it is because genuinely people care, and there's not enough people that care enough to do it.
Yep.
One thing I can say with complete respect, well, for the members that's on this team, panel, the trustees in particular, is that people say, well, oh no, they just represent it. No, it's not representing, we're communicating. And when you communicate, you don't need to go out and have all this public discourse. People are using
Who
this as
communicate?
clickbait.
Sorry, who are they communicating with? They're not communicating with the residents. They didn't even let Nate speak. What is his gripe with Nate? I don't think he likes Nate. What's his issue with Nate? Big grown cornbread eating man up there has a problem somehow with Nate. Like Nate intimidates him or threatens him or something. I don't get it. Napoleon, you too big for all that. You're too big for that. What is your issue with Nate? Leave Nate alone. He was a challenger for you. And you don't like it. And no one cares about your temper tantrum. I highly doubt Nate would be sitting here changing state laws just to give himself a boost in salary either. He probably would have taken the $52,000 a year salary. But no. Let's go back because he just called us clickbait. Oh, cornbread head eating, helmet head.
Next up is the supervisor report. I'll start by saying we hear the comments of all the residents and definitely take them to heart. On that being said, we'll comment and try very best to respond in a respectful manner to make sure that the needs of the residents are being met first. That's our first and foremost thing that we live by. As has been stated before, this is a time of unity. There's no need to go out and be adversary towards anyone. And contrary to what the report said, I never disparaged anybody. You cannot find a record of me saying negative about anybody that came before me or after me. That's not true.
You're so dumb. You're so dumb. Anybody that came before you or after, first of all, you can't say anything that comes about anyone that comes after you, because wouldn't that be in the future? He's not even speaking in the present tense when he says that in the present tense. You're talking about something. How would you know who comes after you? Even if you don't say something about the person that came before you, you don't know who's going to come after you. So how can you sit here and say, I haven't said anything about the person that came before me or after me? Unless his ass can see into the future, you would not be able to say anything about somebody that comes after you. Make that make sense? Nobody caught that. Just me? Okay.
I also like to say that
the clown he is.
People always talk about people coming together and being on one accord. Sometimes, as individuals who take on this public office, people often wonder why people do it. And they say, well, why people do it is because genuinely people care, and there's not enough people that care enough to do it. One thing I can say with complete respect, well, for the members that's on this team, panel, the trustees in particular, is that people say, well, oh no, they just represent it. No, it's not representing, we're communicating. And when you communicate, you don't need to go out and have all this public discourse. People are using this as clickbait. And I want to put some emphasis on this. We have a lot of—
Okay, define clickbait, clown. I would love to hear his definition of clickbait when he thinks that saying, I haven't said anything about anybody before me or after me, as if he can see into the future, was somehow some valid point he thought he was slam dunking when it just didn't make sense. You can't disparage someone coming after you because you don't know who's coming after you. That's looking forward into the future. You don't have the ability to do that or simple mathematics. So define clickbait, because he thinks that asking questions and giving feedback that he doesn't like is automatic clickbait. But yet and still, he couldn't answer a question in real time about simple math. Like, where is the $62 variance per person for those food boxes going? Why is that not coming back to the budget? Why aren't you all even asking about that? See, this is what happens, Robert Hunt, when you make up numbers. Because you allowed your imagination to run wild and you got loose with the crayons. Now math is not mathing. And you're paying this boy 6 figures to be the director of finance there, when he should have been fired and sent on his merry little way. How's that lawsuit going for you, Robert Hunt, that I went over? He was named in a lawsuit, you all. Y'all know that? Robert Hunt's named in a lawsuit. So is the food pantry guy. Keith McChicken named in a lawsuit. How's that going again? Are they going to court? I'm going to look up the statuses of those cases. Oh, yes. And Robert Hunt was named in the FBI subpoena. He also has a hand in that youth project fund that Siggy was over. The $100,000 grant. Those grants that Big Al Kendall pimping. Big Pimper keep coming in and advertising like it's candy. But no oversight to make sure the money is actually being spent according to the grant guidelines. Go figure. At this point, you can't expect much when you have representative on the state level doing the bullshit he's doing. Is anything ever going to get resolved if he's able to manipulate state law to try to cover up people's dirty tracks? That should be the more worrisome part about this. You have someone that can sit down and try to add language to state legislation, to bills being passed and effectuated as state law that would override the local ordinances either way. Go check.
That come here for their own entertainment purposes.
He can't define clickbait.
And this is not what we're going to do in the don't. We're going to stick to the business of handling township business.
Napoleon, you thunkhead, helmet head of a football junkie. Let me explain something to you. My video on Keith McChicken Nuggets lawsuit got over 6,000 views. I have not done any video, and I speak for myself, about Napoleon Harris, the clown of the century, that has amassed more than 6,000 views. So when I say some of us don't even break 1,000 views doing videos on your ass, that's not for play. That is in our YouTube studio analytics. But you still can't do simple mathematics and explain that $62 variance per head for those food boxes. That's where we are.
Every time we take this, I see people not and no, that's okay. Everybody can have their opinion, but the facts will remain. That's not going to change. I'm going to stand up here and do my job. As I said before, I'm only one person. I can't be everything to everybody, but I'm going to be everything to who needs to be, and that's the residents of Florence Township. And the decisions that we make as a collective body are going to reflect those things that I listed off earlier, that all these trustees had an opportunity to talk about. People talk about transparency.
If you check my Lord, I don't know if I have it under the little SS playlist or if it's under the playlist of lawsuits and court documents, but either way, it's titled "It's Always the Quiet Ones." He was named in a lawsuit with that, and the food pantry guy is also named in a separate lawsuit concerning a issue with a former employee. Was it Jared Jones' son? I think I went over both those lawsuits. Those lawsuit videos got more views than any video I've ever done on Napoleon. That's what's so funny about this whole clickbait thing. I mean, once again, he's failed to do numbers or read them.
About doing pantry work, about doing this, doing that. We cannot do everything at one time, and we're taking the progressive steps to make sure that everything is looked at and responded to. It may not come at the time that you want it, but it's coming. And those
No. We want your salary reduced. That's not something that has to happen in 63 more days. That's something that can happen by tomorrow or by Monday. He put it in state legislation. We're gonna get to that.
But there's real realities that we have to live with. We can't do everything on day one, day
Who
two,
is
day
such an
three, day four.
asshole?
It's a progression. So we're working hard towards making sure that the things that are in, I call it imminent, that's hitting us right in the face, that we have to prioritize things. And some things, whether we want to believe it or not, are not high up on the priority list because there's some really pressing issues that have to be handled first. Otherwise, there's an imbalance. And we try to balance everything. The
Salary is not balanced in nothing.
And the last part is, everyone wants to talk about dysfunction. What does it actually mean? Someone said it. They said, well, if you do this way, it's one way. If you do this.
Oh, Napoleon, I'm glad you asked. Let me help you out. He doesn't know what dysfunction means, so he's gonna look it up. You know, we're working with an idiot, apparently, who, you know, he played football and all. I'm just gonna chalk it up to you having too many concussions. You can't look up definitions of terms or anything. Yeah, dysfunction refers to impaired or abnormal functioning of a system, organ, or process. It can also denote a problem or fault in a part of the body or a machine. Additionally, it may describe poor and unhealthy behaviors and attitudes within a group of people, indicating an inability to function normally. I mean, it's so many, definitions to this, but yeah, a disruption or failure. Napoleon. Next time, perhaps you should just Google the word. You don't understand the definition? Google it. You're not coming off like you're very smart, buddy. Oh, you're such a clown.
This way is number. What is to be said for people that agree? We're not up here arguing. We're not making a bad name for ourselves. We're not we're not bickering and bringing that around. We handle ourselves professionally, and we get ridiculed for doing that. So it's almost like, what do people want? But I can tell you this, the impact and the letters and the comments that we've received.
Y'all just listen to what he's saying. He's already showing he ignored everybody. All those comments, he ignored it. For him to ask, what do people want, is an indication he didn't give two shits when y'all were up there talking. 10 people got up there and made comments 3 minutes at a time. And he's still sitting here with his post-concussive ass talking about what do people want? What does it mean to say dysfunction? I'm honestly starting to think he's for real. Like, he's not playing stupid. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
The overall majority of Thornton Township residents agree with what we're doing, but we want everybody. I'm not gonna, we shoot for 100, we shoot for 1,000. We want everybody's approval. But let's face it, the realization is we're not gonna please everybody. That's just being honest. And for people to come every week to try to create a narrative that's not there to continue to make people come here to bring a narrative like the Thornton Township, it's really embarrassing. And I'll be the first to say.
But he wants to be the supervisor of Thornton Township. You know what's embarrassing? Changing laws that have nothing to do with the supervisor's salary for any municipality in Cook County and hiding it in something dealing with Crohn's disease. That's embarrassing. What's embarrassing is you asking, what does dysfunction mean? What's embarrassing is your lack of ability to do simple mathematics. And I'm just talking about addition and subtraction here. Not even multiplication. We haven't even got to that point yet. Really just subtraction. 87 minus 25. That's embarrassing. And then for him to hear all of these comments and then sit here and still ask, what do people want? Okay.
I'm not saying for it.
You can't make this,
and I'm going to continue to work with each and every person that's genuinely coming to work on behalf of the residents of Thornton Township. This is what this is about. Every trustee that's spoken tonight has reiterated that. This is not about us. It's not about this. It's not about that. It's not about who shot John. It's not about the previous person.
I didn't.
We're moving forward.
I don't know what happened when
we get rid of you for doing that. So it's almost like, what do people want? But I can tell you this, the impact and the letters and the comments that we've received consistently, the overall majority of Thornton Township residents agree with what we're doing, but we want everybody. I'm not gonna, we shoot for 100, we shoot for 1,000. We want everybody's approval. But let's face it, the realization is we're not going to please everybody. That's just being honest. And for people to come every week to try to create a narrative that's not there to continue to make
That's so crazy.
people come here to bring a negative light to Point Township is really embarrassing. And I'll be the first to say,
Wow.
I'm not standing for it.
Oh no.
And I'm going to
Oh
continue to
no.
work with each and every person that's genuinely coming to work on behalf of the residents of Thorn Township.
Okay, he's a moron. All right, I'm done. I want to share this tab here because I want you all to see, helmet head here. This is something else. Who child? He said he's not gonna stand for nothing. He's so embarrassed and blah blah blah. Oh, okay. What's embarrassing in is his lack of reading skills. This is something else. And when you try to see, here's the thing. This is what happens when you get someone that doesn't even believe that he has to go out and campaign. Didn't have opportunities for people to sit down and talk to him and ask him questions before the voting process. Because truth be told, y'all could have voted for the other 2 or 3 candidates that were running. He may have did the caucus. He's turning a legal process into something disgusting and deplorable because of his behavior and his actions behind it. But people didn't have to vote for him. People could have voted for the Republican or the Independent or Nate, the other lady. There were still other options. So he still could have lost. People could have just been like, you know what? Had he did, imagine if he would have went on a campaign trail. I think some of this stuff would have already came out. People would have been able to really see his true character, his true, who he truly is. Yeah, I have no stake in the game. I don't live there. But I sure wish the Garden Nate would have won. And then you have content creators that are trying to report on this and just trying to show what he's all about and at least share information. Had he did a campaign or at least 2 town hall events where people ask questions and he actually tried to answer in honesty, I think some of this arrogant personality in him would have been revealed. And people would have picked it up and started reporting on it. Because look how he's just full blown with it now. As if he's, no one's going to remove him. I don't know what you all are going to do. But, I'm one where it's like, it's time to teach a lesson. You're going to learn it the easy way or the hard way. Pick one. Don't give him the power by letting him sit in this position if there are options. Get a voter recall referendum in place and have his ass recalled. I don't see how when someone is capable of changing state legislation, that to me is more worrisome because he's not doing things on a local level. He's doing things on a state level that can have a tremendous effect on a local level and beyond just Thornton Township, in all of Cook County, across the state of Illinois. That's what makes him more dangerous. He can pass state law and affect what's happening in the entire state of Illinois, or at least in the Cook County area, which is a larger reach than just Thornton Township. So I want you all to take a look at this. And just see here, he's the Illinois Senate District 15. So his district is 15. So he only, represents a certain area, but it seems to be a lot of Cook County. And that's a whole lot of power to have. He's been a senator since 2013. Still don't understand the definition of the word dysfunction and what's 87 minus 25. Here are some of the bills that he's helped to sponsor. And you can see the progress of the bills over here. If you guys go on www.buildtrack50.com and then you can put in his legislator detail information. As a matter of fact, I'll post a link so you guys can check this out for yourselves. So you can't make this up. Can't make this up at all. So this is the website that I'm on. And you can look at all of the bills that he sponsored since he's been in office. And it gives you the bill number, bill name, and the progress of it, and a summary here. Some passed, signed, enacted, adopted. So you guys see the different status, crossed over, passed. So just because the bill passes does not mean that it automatically becomes effectuated law. And I did go over when I was going over the squatters bill that passed, but it is not going to go into effect as law until January 1 of 2026. But I did that in a previous live, and you guys can check out in the state of Illinois how bills become law. Once it gets to the governor's desk, they can either just sit on his desk for 60 days and automatically become law. The governor can sign the bill as is, put an effectuation date on it. So the date that the bill becomes law itself, or it can be vetoed. So sometimes they get passed, but they don't become enacted. They don't become effectuated. That happens. So you guys can see that here. You can see that under the progress here. You see the difference between signed, enacted, adopted versus just passed. Crossed over. So it's he has a lot of bills here. He has a lot of bills that he has sponsored. In committee. Y'all see this? So this is something that's in committee. You see that? In committee. These are the bills that they're currently, have in committee. I guess they're thinking about trying to have passed. Dealing with Humane Care for Animals Act, Illinois Vehicle Code. So you guys might want to pay attention to these bills that are in committee right now. School Code, Waiver Process Task Force. Yeah, they have a lot that's sitting in committee right now. The Illinois Income Tax Act, Ambulatory Surgical Treatment Care Act. They have a lot of bills that's sitting in committee. In committee, passed. In committee. Look at this. And it gives you a whole history of all the bills. Yeah, they got liquor distilleries in committee. Amends the Liquor Control Act of 1934. Oh my good Lord. So if you had problems with alcohol stores in the past, you really finna have an issue now. Now you really finna have a whole problem. Y'all can read this liquor distilleries bill that's in committee. That might pass because, that does affect revenue. Can't tell people to stop drinking. I mean, what do you do? Personnel Record Review Act. Look at this. Provides that law enforcement agencies shall only release a law enforcement personnel file upon receipt of a written request from a law enforcement agency for the purpose of making an employment determination by the law enforcement agency or a hiring board. Yeah, this is in committee right now. Look at this. So these are bills he sponsored. Might not be all of them, but these are the ones he sponsored. And you can see the status of them all. So just want to share you all, look at this. This one is vetoed. Appropriations various. Amends Public Act 103-589 by adding, changing, and repealing various state fiscal year 2025 appropriations. Makes appropriations and reappropriations for capital and operating expenditures and for and other purposes for state fiscal year 2026. Some provisions are effective immediately. Other provisions are effective July 1, 2025. That was vetoed. So you guys can see the statuses of these bills that he has directly sponsored. Let's go to this bill here. Who Lord, where he put in and snuck in a whole lot of stuff. So this is the Illinois House Bill 4488. This is from, y'all see, passed on July 1, 2024. Action effective date, July 1, 2024. Creates the Uniform Faithful Presidential Electors Act under the title Crohn's and Colitis Awareness. Y'all see this? You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. And it passed. Look at the voting record on here. Yes, 68. No's 38. Look at the voting record. And then you guys can see the history of the bill itself. Effective date, July 1, 2024. Yeah, this was done last year. So this is why I'm bringing this up. So all the residents that live there, seeing that Helmet Head is still a state senator, you're going to have to start paying attention to the state legislation that he's sponsoring and trying to push through. You're going to have to go above the local ordinance law, because state law would trump the local ordinances either way. And this here, this is how he's doing it. Adding in language about a whole bunch of other nonsense under something that's titled Crohn's and Colitis Awareness. What the hell does anything dealing with the Presidential Electors Act or concerning electors or the Electoral College have to do with Crohn's and Colitis Awareness? Explain it to me. There's a whole lot in here. We're going to go over some of this stuff. Oh. This is such an insult to everybody's intelligence that do read Napoleon, you football head ass. You sat here and you did this. And you're going to probably continue to do it until his ass gets the hell on. This is the danger in this. So let me see here. I'm just going to read some of it. You guys can also read this. I'm going to post the link, so you all can start paying attention to what's happening on the state level. Might be boring stuff, but going to the meetings, trying to get him to do simple mathematics, they don't care. But if you go in there, you have an understanding of what he's trying to do on a higher scale, then now you know how to shift the fight. You can go there, give your comments, but y'all need to go up to the next level to the state Senate and say, these are bills being passed that's hurting us down here on the local level in Thornton Township. 17 municipalities are being affected because this big grown clown over here doesn't understand the definition of the word dysfunction. That's what we're dealing with. So you gotta get creative on how you now shift this fight. This says here, and here's a summary of it. Requires a political party to submit an elected nominee and an alternate elected nominee to the Secretary of State. What does this have to do with Crohn's? Requires an elected nominee and an alternate elected nominee to pledge to vote for the president and VP nominees of the party that nominated the elector and alternate elector. So now they basically have to vote. If they're the elected alternate elector, they have to vote for the president and VP nominees of that same party. And for him being the Democratic Party. Makes conforming changes in the election code. What does it have to do with Crohn's now? Cool child. Let's go around. Amends the election code. Yeah, this is something else. Provides that except during the 27 days immediately preceding any election, the State Board of Elections shall make available to the public the statewide voter registration list, allowing for redaction of telephone numbers, social security numbers, street numbers of home addresses, birth dates, identifiable portions of email addresses, and other highly sensitive personnel information. Provides that voting by physically incapacitated electors who have made proper application to the election authority not later than 5 days before the regular primary and general election shall be conducted either through vote by mail procedures or on specified premises rather than only on specified premises. So they're adding in vote by mail. Provides that the question of whether a unit of local government shall continue to be a home rule unit. Y'all see this? Rather than shall cease to be a home rule, unit, shall be submitted in a form as specified. So he's trying to see change. Whether a unit of local government shall continue to be a home rule unit, shall be submitted in a form as specified. Good job. A lot of power shifting. Replaces some instances of annual or semi-annual reports with quarterly reports. in provisions relating to limitations on campaign contributions, removes provisions inoperative beginning July 1, 2013, provides that a political committee that receives a contribution from a vendor providing automated traffic systems shall dispose of the contribution by returning the contribution or an amount equal to the contribution to the contributor, or by donating to the contribution or an amount equal to the contribution to a charity. Removes a reference to the dissolved task force on campaign finance reform. Whatever that reference is, you should want to know what it is. Campaign finance reform bills make sure that people are held accountable for reporting their contributions in kinds, plus expenses that they receive for that is donated to them from their political party. So who knows what that means? I'm gonna go down some more here. Modifies the definition of an affiliated entity. It removes the definition of sponsoring entity. So basically, the affiliated entity is basically saying, okay, you have a company that is affiliated, like an umbrella company. Let's say you got Sam's Club Warehouse, and then under that falls Walmart and BJ. That's like an affiliated entity. He's changing the definition of that. Modified it, and then removes the definition of a sponsoring entity. The sponsoring entity is where you have like a company or organization through some sort of contract that agrees to do some work on behalf of another organization, particularly dealing with meeting requirements. So let's say you hire a company or an organization to help you file D2 statement of organization documents. That is agreed upon through a contract. He's literally removing the definition of that. So who knows what is going to be considered a sponsoring entity now? It gives some level of accountability. It helps to establish when you say you're sponsoring another organization on something, you have to detail what that is. So that now that whole definition's out the window. Amends the township code. Amends the township code. My Lord. Makes changes concerning the date of party caucuses. What? Why does the date of a caucus need to be changed? Napoleon. Why does the date of a party caucus need to be changed? Seriously, what was wrong with the dates of the caucus that occurred earlier this year? What was the problem? Provides that the compensation, here it is, for a supervisor of a township in Cook County may not be increased during the term of office for which the supervisor is elected or appointed. Provides that an ordinance establishing compensation, including an increase or decrease in a supervisor's compensation, shall apply uniformly to the supervisors whose terms start after enactment of the compensation ordinance. So if Thornton Township passed the compensation ordinance, then whatever that is when the increase and or decrease will apply uniformly. Prohibits a township from decreasing. There it is. Prohibits a township from decreasing the salary for a person elected as supervisor of a township while maintaining the salary of an incumbent. Here is the state law that was effective immediately, passed on July 1 of 2024, where you prohibit a township from decreasing. That means you can't write local ordinance to decrease the salary of a person elected as supervisor of a township while maintaining the salary of an incumbent. So he came in and said, I want to maintain the salary of my incumbent. And since they're prohibited from creating any ordinances to decrease it, all they had to do was establish a compensation ordinance. And then whatever the incumbent was making, he can increase it, but he can't decrease it. Funny how that works. Provides that an ordinance that violates the provisions is null and void. You can't even pass a local ordinance to decrease his salary. This is state law under Crohn's and colitis awareness. Napoleon, I just want to let you know, you can call me clickbait all day. You thunk head, football head, helmet head, country ass bumpkin. I didn't want you to win. The end. This is insanity. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? These people came in. Let me give a shout out. Hey, Paul Roberts. Napoleon received campaign contributions from insurance companies when he chaired the Senate committee to regulate insurance companies. Then he invested in an insurance brokerage. Yeah, because now he has it in state law up here where the contributions can be given to a charity, or it can the amount equal to the contribution to the contributor, or by donating the contribution, or an amount equal to the contribution to a charity. I'm sure he has it listed as charity because he's a clown that doesn't know the definition of the word dysfunction. Hey, Lord. Hey, y'all. All in the queue in the house. Oh, can somebody please drop all in the queues YouTube channel link? We had D Love in here, Foxy to Roxy in here, great content creators, all in the queue up in here. How you doing? Happy Friday. We finally made it. Napoleon is a thunkhead and a clown who can't do math. Yeah, I have no stake in the game, so I get to talk all my shit. This is something else. Thank you so much, Candia. Bless your heart. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in all on the queue. I appreciate it. Napoleon never had the salary of an incumbent. Why did his shell bill say he was entitled to it? Well, let's see here. So this goes back to the compensation ordinance. Provides that an ordinance establishing compensation, including an increase or decrease in a supervisor's compensation, shall apply uniformly to the supervisors whose terms start after enactment of the compensation ordinance. So when he came in, they had to have a compensation ordinance established and passed. God knows what that was passed under or what was it titled. And then this state law here prohibits a township from decreasing the salary for a person elected as supervisor of a township while maintaining the salary of an incumbent. So I think it will go back to the language that's in that compensation ordinance. I think that's a good place to start, is to figure out what's in that compensation ordinance. Because you can't pass an ordinance now to decrease the salary. So obviously in the compensation ordinance, it had to state that him coming in, he is to at the very least receive what the incumbent was receiving. This is mind-blowing. He's amending and sponsoring state legislation to dictate what happens on the local level. Provide that an ordinance that violates the provisions is null and void. Can't even pass an ordinance that will violate the provisions of any compensation ordinance or anything that even hints to his salary being decreased. That is why he said it is against the law to pass any ordinance to decrease his salary. This was passed last year, July 1st, y'all. Immediate, effective immediately. See that? Effective immediately. All bills that are passed does not immediately become effectuated law. That's why the effective date can differ from the date that the bill is passed. But in order for this to be effectuated, it has to be effectuated by a certain date. And this was immediate. Same day it was passed, it was effectuated. And he put it under Crohn's and colitis awareness. That's some fuck shit. I'm just gonna be honest. Some fuck shit. Some fuck shit. Whoo child. That's what's happening, man. So I don't think it's in a shell bill. I think it's under that compensation ordinance. And I would, I would probably, if I had to research that, I would start there and see what's the language in that. Because there's no ordinance that can be passed to decrease the salary or to violate the provisions of the compensation ordinance itself or the state law, which would trump out any local ordinance, which is crazy. So best way to really tackle state legislation is to fight and petition for the law to be amended or repealed. Or, you get a new bill passed that would pretty much render this null and void. What's the chances of that happening? That's something that would be a hell of a fight, but that's the options here. Because now you got to go to the state level to fight this cornbread eating helmet head ass nigga. And then he the fact that he's doing this so brazenly. So brazenly. I mean, just, let's look at who sponsored the bill. You got Maurice West, Katie Stewart, Diane Blair Sherlock, Julie Morrison, all Democrats. So he didn't even sponsor it, but he definitely voted for it. But these are the people, these sponsors here, those are the people you want to focus on for this particular bill. That's what's so crazy. So he can stand around and say, well, I didn't sponsor that bill. I just voted on it. This is insanity. And I put the links in here so you guys can actually go to the website, look at the bill. I put the link earlier of all of the bills he sponsored, his voting record as state senator. I still just don't get why state legislation can't be passed to keep somebody from being a damn state senator and a supervisor of anything. Just two major positions like that at the same time. Clearly, people do not need to hold two major roles like that at the same time. Clearly. And they refuse to put effective laws in place to keep that from happening. He won't even answer questions because I guess he's just too busy for life. It's so ridiculous. Who child? How you doing, Laura? How y'all doing? Oh man. Shout out to my mods in here. Kandia is rocking it. Laura is here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. 28 people. Make sure y'all hit this like button. This is something else, y'all. This is something else. Yeah, he real bold with this bullshit right here. He want to call us clickbait, but he can't define the word dysfunction. I find that hilarious. He's a clown. He's a whole clown. Oh man, everybody speaking to everybody. Thank you, LLC. You're welcome. You are absolutely welcome. Y'all, this is something else. Retwisting my hair. Oh man. Thornton Township existing salary ordinance states that a first-term part-time supervisor earns $48,800 or $57,200 if full-time. I don't see how this law nullifies the 2020 Thornton Township ordinance. This was passed July 1st of 2024. So the way it's written here, it would nullify any other ordinance that preceded it. And state law trumps out local ordinances. So if it's in here that any other ordinance, you see here, provides that an ordinance that violates the provisions of this state legislation is null and void. There it is right there. So when he said it would be illegal, it would violate state law to pass an ordinance to decrease my salary, it's because of this language right here. Because he's a whole clown that's sitting here manipulating laws on a state level, making it harder for you to do anything on the local level. This is the evilness of this, thunkhead. That's the evilness of it all, Paul Roberts. Yep. You're more than welcome. Absolutely. I'm good. You're not making friends. Yeah, Napoleon is a fucking clown. Paul, which law reigns supreme, the Senate bill or the local ordinance? The Senate, the state law, y'all. You got federal law, state law, local ordinances. That's a hierarchy in any and every state across the United States of America. So unfortunately, state law would take precedence and priority over local ordinances. It's crazy. I know. The Senate bill does not contradict the township ordinance. No, it trumps it out. So if it came down to a matter of priority, the Senate, the state, you got to think about it like state law. It came out of the senator. They're the ones that sponsored and passed the bill, but it was effectuated as state law. That's the thing. And you know, the AG, this is a good point. Who's going to enforce it? You can't get the AG office or the state's attorney to even prosecute. The Senate bill was made to strike down Tiffany's ordinance, making her salary $224K if she won, Napoleon's $25K if he won. Yeah, that was passed because they passed state law to strike down her ordinance because her ordinance violated state law itself. That makes sense. You can't pass local ordinance to say that if I win, my salary stays the same, but if I don't win, whoever comes in, that salary will go down to $25,000. What does the state law say about that? So that was one of the reasons why the state senate had to move quick on that. It's like, oh no. You're trying to pass something that violates state law itself. And that's one thing it can't do. These lower level laws, like state law can't contradict constitutional law or federal law. So the local ordinance can't contradict state law. State law will take precedence and priority over local ordinances. That's the thing. Paul, wouldn't that mean his salary was required to go down because it was a pre-existing ordinance, not a new one? Well, this state law was passed last year, y'all. Trump said all the other ordinances that preceded it. How did he get the new salary then? Great question. Laws are meaningless if no one enforces them. Yeah, you guys have an AG up there that's just a full coward. I mean, what is he doing? Is it still Kwame Raoul or something? What's his name? The AG's not doing anything. The DA is not doing anything. I mean, you know. And these laws, when they're passed, I think even before they become effectuated, the AG is supposed to look at them to make sure that state law is at least, you know, not deemed unconstitutional. Because if it goes to court and the judge looks at the law, let's say once it becomes effectuated law, something happens, and then an attorney files a lawsuit and challenges the law, and the judge determines parts of this law or the entire law itself could be deemed unconstitutional, then you gotta, you know, the ruling would be for this to be repealed, and you gotta go back to the drawing board either way. Because sometimes, you know, these state laws aren't properly vetted, and the courts could end up having a situation where they end up having a case where this law is being challenged. And there could be issues with the law itself where it violates the Constitution or, you know, and or the rights and protections of others, or it just serves in contradiction to other state law, or it needs to be clarified and amended. Those rulings can come from the courts as well. And then the legislative branch would have to take that order, that ruling from the court to say, okay, we got to redo this state law here. We got to go back and amend it. But if the AG is not even properly vetting the damn bill and reading over it before it becomes law, you have issues where it goes to court. And then the judicial branch of government got to sit here and clarify something They got to go back and tell, the legislative branch, you all effed up. Part of this law violates due process. So y'all got to go back to the drawing board. You got to amend this portion. That can happen as well. That's why we're supposed to have 3 separate but co-equal branches of power. But the judicial branch doesn't, what the hell is going on up there? He doesn't seem to care if anyone likes it. No, he don't care about nothing. The cornbread and mac and cheese. Fuck. God, Napoleon's a clown. He called everybody clickbait. that's what we are now. Reason the ordinance says he starts out with first term salary. Yeah. Was that blocked? No, Enrique, you weren't blocked. Absolutely not. I don't think anybody had to block anybody. No, you weren't blocked. What were you saying, Enrique? You can just post your comments up. I didn't see your comments. But you certainly weren't blocked. Absolutely not. SP exactly, he is not giving it back. No, you weren't blocked. And the mods here are good with telling me, okay, you get out, somebody getting out of line with comments, something like that, and you give me a heads up. But y'all know I try my best not to infringe on free speech and free will. You don't do that here. This is exercising reading comprehension, which will cost taxpayers at least $50,000 in legal fees. It will. My comment was erased. What was your comment? What did you say, Enrique? Because it had to be YouTube. I didn't remove nothing at all. Maybe YouTube did it, erase any comment. I know I didn't. Oh, she said, I know I didn't erase any comments. Enrique, I know sometimes if I'm buffering, we won't post my comments. It just gave me a warning first, please. Moderators. What were you saying? Just repost your comment. No, no one removed or blocked anything. Can you repost it? Was it certain words or something? I don't know. He said, I hope you repost it. Just repost the comment, Enrique, or break it up. I don't know. Maybe YouTube is flagging it, but no, we didn't delete anything at all. Because I want people to be able to just kind of engage in the comments. Hey, Trina Waterbill. Hey, Lady Luck in chat. How you doing? How's it going? Napoleon will be reelected because he is the person who chooses which attorneys got his endorsement in the place on the ballot as a judge. Yeah, I mean, I think what y'all gonna have to do is tackle him on the state level. He's gonna have to be dealt with on the state level because this is gonna continue on where he's gonna be putting language in state legislation that becomes state law that's going to trump out local ordinances, especially if he's adding in language in here that prohibits any ordinance that violates the provision of this state legislation to be rendered null and void. This is going to he talking about downstate forest preserve district act. I mean, just all kinds of stuff shoved into this, and then it was effective immediately. It went into electoral college electors, the Uniform Faithful Presidential Electors Act. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff dealing with the electoral college here. It also changes the day that the caucus is conducted. I mean, it just throws in a bunch of crap in here. This is insane. I just, woo, he is the worst. Oh man, I wanted Nate to win. I did, but I don't have a say so in this, and I hope this information hopefully inspires you all who are residents there. Continue your research and reporting. Continue to, you're just gonna have to get creative and think outside the box when it comes to handling crybaby up there talking about everybody clickbait. You have to get creative. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. So, who child? Wanted to share this before I end. Y'all, this is the 20-year tax bill history for Mr. Hassan property at 15320 Cooper Avenue. I'm going to ask a question. Who pays property taxes for property they don't own? Well, not even at least. I mean, if you don't own it, who pays property taxes on this? Someone help me out. Tax year 23 paid in full. Tax year 22 paid in full. 21 paid in full. Y'all clearly see his name. Shahanawaz Hassan. Then you see the property, the mailing address information here. Who pays property taxes on property they don't own? Explain this to me. These are things that we're reading and seeing with our own eyes, right? I want you all to understand. No one should be trying to manipulate your reality and tell you things that if you were to look up would literally be the opposite of what's being told. Who does this? That's a lot of money to pay out in property taxes for property you don't even own. You want to make that clear to me? I'm just trying to, like, can someone help me understand? Oh, okay. I can't believe that comment got blocked. Enrique, oh, well done. Does someone explain this to me? Who pays property taxes for property they don't own? And I'm just dealing with specifically the property at this address, 15320 Cooper Avenue, Harvey, Illinois, 60426. This is a 20-year property tax bill history here. Who pays property taxes on property they don't own? Help me understand this. Does anybody do that? You guys see clearly his name and address here. Mr. Hassan. Who does this? Because this isn't being benevolent. You can't make this up. My Lord in heaven. You can't make this up. One thing I refuse to let happen is for anyone to try to alter reality and what we can tangibly see and hear with our own eyes and ears. No one pays property taxes on a property for 20 damn years if they don't own it. And I have literally shown documents to show that Mr. Hassan is the rightful owner of this particular property here. You can't make this up. Paid in full, paid in full, paid in full, paid in full. What are we insulted with? The truth? See, the best way to combat a lie is to show the truth of what we can read, what is tangible before our eyes. That's how you combat a lie, with the truth. Paid in full, all the way up for 20 years. Who the fuck pays property taxes for a property they don't own? Come on, somebody. You can't make this up. What do we do with this? When do we do this? I'm just trying to figure out here. I don't care. Let me tell you something. Because I've already here's another tab. Y'all, this is with the Cook County Clerk, Illinois.gov. Here it is. Here's the link. Child, because you can't make this up. This is the document. My Lord. That's with the recordings, the Cook County Clerk's Office. Deeds. Document types. Releases. List pendants, foreclosure, mortgage, deed and trust, deed and trust. You all see all this here? for American Kitchen Delights. You got the pins over here with the addresses below. This is where I showed the documents of ownership that supported the plat of vacation that Mr. Hassan showed a police officer that proved that he was the owner of that property as well. He's paid off his debt to banks. Loans have been purged for the same property here. Y'all see the address? 15320 South Cooper Avenue. It has a various pins here, tax IDs, pins. I even showed the exhibits of what he owns. Is it difficult to just read it? What is it? What are we doing? We're having a battle with truth and facts and laws, evidence. Doesn't care how the fuck you feel. You can't go to court saying he doesn't own something that he can prove a documentation that the judge will read and see that he does own. Who pays 20 years of property taxes on property they don't own again? Can we make this make sense? What are we doing? What is really going on? We're having a war with information that we're seeing in this reality here on earth. This isn't hard to look up. This was a Google search for me, y'all. A Google search from a photo. A Google search. I don't have to make this shit up. Google searches. I started with plat of vacation and went from there. If you're going to sit here and state facts, let it be facts. Your opinion is irrelevant to it. This makes no sense. Look at this. All these documents, you guys can go on the links and look this stuff up for yourselves. Various properties over here, by the way. 163 West 154th Street, Harvey. 191 West 154th Street. We're not having a war on facts. We're not. This is not debatable. If you don't understand what you're reading, perhaps contact Cook County and ask them questions or Google information. Everybody has the ability to Google at their fingertips. What the hell are we doing when we're sitting here saying that these facts don't exist? What the hell are we doing? It's an insult to our intelligence to try to sit here and say none of this shit is real. An insult. Holy Jesus. Y'all can see here the columns. The document number, document recorded, document executed dates, document type, first grantor, first grantee, the associated document number, first pin. The pins of the property index numbers. What the hell are we doing? Whether you like someone or not is irrelevant. But facts are what they are. I don't give a damn who it is. If you did not die on a cross for my sins and shed any blood on Calvary, you are not God. There is no reason to manipulate facts for any mere mortal that does not pay your bills. It's an insult to our intelligence. I know it is to mine. It's an insult to my intelligence to tell me I'm not seeing and reading what I'm seeing. This shit can be looked up in Google. And if you can take the time to sit here and cyberstalk channels, you can Google information. Facts don't change because you don't like it. That it takes a great level of delusion to sit here and say this shit ain't real. He owns nothing. Are you kidding? And it's an insult. It is an insult to the intelligence of anyone that is looking at this and know better. No one is going, there's no logic in anyone paying 20 years of property taxes on properties they don't own. And this information is right here. This isn't about making someone look bad. Forget that mere mortal. They're not the ones paying this property tax. Who said he's not paying property taxes? This is just one property, by the way. This is just the property here for this address. 20 years worth, Lord. 20 years worth. We're doing this. 20 years worth. Y'all. Okay. So this will be the last time I show this. That's why I put the links in the chat so y'all can look at this information. Because if we got to start having a war of truth and facts here, there's a problem. There's a serious problem. And it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. People should be insulted and offended as someone trying to tell them what they can Google and read for themselves, as if this information does not exist. I've shown this in a previous video. I don't know if y'all saw my post earlier. I had to post up the new squatters bill that has been passed, but not effectuated as law. I don't care what anyone has to say about that. That shit does not fly in court, no matter how you try to dress it up. You know, my godmother told me, she said, I don't understand. I have federal cases in my lap from the alphabet boys that are not as messy as YouTube. Y'all, when I first started my channel, you know, I sat down and I talked to her about it. And I was like, Mom, I'm thinking about doing this. Just something to, you know, have some fun doing. Started out as a music reactor. I enjoyed it. Enjoy music. I still do. YouTube makes it incredibly hard to play music because they want to copyright every damn thing. And I said, you know, what do you think about it? And she was like, I think it's a good idea. I love music as well, blah, blah, blah. She said, but it's a lot of messy stuff on social media. And I said, oh, well, hadn't I done social media, I still refuse to get on Facebook. Y'all can have Facebook. Facebook is of the devil. I'm not getting on Facebook. Y'all can have it. But she said, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because, you know, you get people on social media. This is my godmother now. She's a federal judge. Very proud of her. I brag on her all day and night, and I'm going to continue to do that. And she was like, you got to be careful because you get people that go into the world of social media, and it's like them going into a whole new world. So for them, you know, they become a whole nother person, a whole nother mentality, a whole nother persona. It may not be anything that you will encounter in real life. So you have to see and understand it for what it is. Right? So as long as you understand that social media is social media. There's some people that are going to be genuine and honest. You'll be able to discern that. There's some people who aren't. You're going to say and do things, you know, try to make you mad, try to get you out your character, take away from who you are, to try to change you into something you're not. Then you find yourself becoming someone that you may have despised before you started social media. Never let anybody take you out of your character. That's why, and I'm being honest, that's why you have the shift of content happening on a lot of content platforms, because I certainly can't tell residents what to do. I can only give you our information and give you all my input and my opinion and my commentary on it. But when there's a pushback that is literally changing reality, what we know of as facts and evidence and laws and documentation. And now it's all about who's trying to get the most salacious shit out there. We're not reading anything. It's hard to, because no one wants to dive into the messiness of it all. You know, we're in the YouTube mansions. I'm not going to the YouTube gutters. I'm not meeting anybody in the YouTube gutters. But it's hard to want to continue to put the information out there when there's a whole changing of what is reality and how with facts. This isn't a narrative that I'm pushing. This is what I'm reading. This is what I'm reading, because I don't want to make this up. What I do best is what I do is report, research, and report. I've been doing this before I started talking about Dalton. I showed you all, look, a whole playlist on a crypto scammer that scammed people internationally. All I did was research and look up information and report on it. That's it. I don't think I had to deal with as much mess with that. And then you talking about an international crypto scammer. When I had people in India, y'all go to them videos, look at the comment section, especially the earlier videos. People in India cussing me out in Hindu. It's in a whole nother language. It was unreal. And that was still easier to do than this. With the pushback on the just all-out attack on truth and facts. Your opinion is not always a truth if you're not bringing facts to support it. Documentation. I don't have to make up laws. I just read them and show them. Unbelievable. So it's like, you know, my godmother was right. You can't let anybody get you out of your character. This is social media. But if we have to manipulate reality and what people can read and hear and see for themselves and comprehend and digest for themselves, there is a problem. Egos are getting too big. I don't have to have it. It's not an ego thing here. It's a matter of Google search. It's that simple. For me, it's that simple. This has nothing to do with discrediting any person. This is a matter of just simply researching and reading information and showing you all the information. That's it. That's it. That's all this is. We don't need to sit here and debate whether or not Mr. Hassan owns property. You can Google it. It's that simple. And my godmother told me, she said, I don't even get federal cases in my lap from the 3-letter alphabet boys that are as messy as YouTube. You gotta stay focused. And I do. This is why I do other content as well, because you just got a brain break, right? There are over 1 billion users on YouTube. So I encourage you all, go out and explore other content. You know, spend like an hour of your day if you're going to be on YouTube, you know, just listening to other things, something outside of the norm, right? I sit down and I check out Quality Reacts. He is so amped. I just adore his personality. He's a music reactor. I love music. So it's kind of what I started out in. And, you know, just I watch, you know, history channels. You guys will be amazed at the subscribers that, you know, the channel that I'm subscribed to and the various content that they offer. Be amazed. It gives me a brain break, but it also helps to keep my mind open. Don't box yourself in. You're a content creator. You're going out and you just, you know, even if you're, you know, resident there, you're reporting on what's going on. There's so many angles that you can go about it creatively that can be different. Even if you're talking about the same subject, it can be presented differently than the next person. It's all about the creativity of it. Don't box yourself in. Don't box yourself in when it comes to your content either. Sometimes it's just healthy to have that brain break, right? So we're in the streets at you bought a house in your neck of the woods. You hear anything? I heard you came to Atlanta. I wish she would go. Y'all can have her back. Yeah, I think I said that previously. Y'all want her back? I heard she did come to Atlanta. It's somewhere in Georgia. Y'all can have her back. Bye, girl. Bye, Felicia. Go back home. I don't know what she doing. Hiding out, I guess. Yeah. Even when I report on anything going on with her, it's some update that that I feel like is relevant, something I can research and look up to report on. If y'all take her back, take Fannie Willis with you. Y'all can have Fannie and her at the same time. It's 2 for 1. We'll give you Fannie for free. Get on that nerve. So, oh man, I should preach. Hey Jeff, how you doing? Another fantastic mod. I appreciate you all tuning in. We're going on 2 hours, you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hit the like button. Actually, people listening in the bushes, because Lord knows y'all leaving digital footprints everywhere too. Just as FYI. It's weird. If I block somebody's channel and I don't watch their content, y'all don't watch it. I just don't. I don't understand watching it and then want to sit here and go whine about it. Thought these people weren't watching my content. What are they doing? What are they whining about? Throwing a whole tantrum. I thought you weren't watching my video. It makes no sense. No, I'm not gonna watch it. If I got you blocked, I don't want to see shit you got. It's so crazy. Oh Lord have mercy. Ideas that TV has, especially reality TV, has programmed us to love and crave drama and negativity. It does. It does. I don't watch those Real Housewives of Atlanta and all that. I don't watch them type shows like that because it's stupid. I'd rather watch. If I'm gonna watch a fight, I'm gonna watch a fight. Like I'm not gonna, I want to watch something where I can at least learn something from it. That's just me. I'm a geek like that. But always be in a constant state of learning. Never get to the point where you've arrived. My grandmother just taught that's just good old fashioned wisdom. Because once you get to the point where you think you know it all, now you're unteachable. And then you become more closed minded because you're not willing to learn anything new. And you think this is how it is in the world. Just this information and that's it. No, there's a whole lot more to learn out there. Boxing yourself in, like I refuse to let anybody box me in either. I don't let nobody do that. So no, only God can dictate you being blessed. A mere mortal does not get to dictate that. The devil is a lie, and so are they. They believe that. It's not how that works. And God is blessing this channel. It's growing. Yeah, I'm excited about interviewing Hood Horrors, content creator, on Sunday. Waiting on them to reach out to me with a time. They did a premiere of a new episode of the Carbonation series. So make sure you guys check out Hood Horrors YouTube channel. Check out Quality Reacts. Check out Brandon Buckingham. There's so many content creators out there that, touch on various topics. You guys, listen, y'all can go on the people that I'm subscribed to and you'll see a variety and a myriad of just content that's diverse. And that's a good thing. Some of the smartest people in the world were ones who were well knowledgeable about various levels of topics of discussion, speak multiple languages, understand different cultures. They just have a vast wealth of knowledge on a myriad of topics. They're not limited. And to me, that's, once you start boxing yourself and you just believe in what someone's saying and not reading for yourself, then what do we perceive facts to be? It's not going to be your opinion. Your opinion might be factually incorrect. Your opinion is your opinion, but that can be arguable. But facts should not be arguable. So, I always look at it, because of how I was raised. How well would this work in court? That's kind of how when it comes down to it, that's kind of what I ask myself. How well will this dumbass defense and excuse work in court? If the judge would laugh it out of a court of law, that's why I laugh it here on my channel. That's why I laugh at it on my channel. A judge will laugh that out of court. I'm not supposed to care about what the hell you talking about. All right. Jesus Christ. Jeff said, I'm good. I was out of sea for the last 2 weeks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, Laura said, Lady Luck, your hair looks great, by the way. Thank you. Naturally courage. Put some stuff in it. Oh, Laura. I love you. Paul Roberts, do any research-oriented commentators or investigators defend Napoleon Harris? I don't know. I don't think I haven't heard anyone just go out and defend him and present information. I mean, you have some that just kind of they give, they just give their commentary. They just kind of giving how they feel and you're just discussing it. And I don't know if they go out and actually do research to determine based on the facts that they come across if he's worth defending. So I know I don't have to listen. my live stream didn't hit 100, at least from what I didn't see, 100 views, but it's factually correct and it can be researched. I gave you all the links so you guys can look this up for yourself, because I would rather that be the premise of my platform than for it to be some garbage. Yeah, you get thousands of views, but how long is that gonna last? At some point, someone needs to start reading. And I just, I can't, my mind won't let me do that. I feel like I'm gonna lose brain cells if I just sit here and just throw stuff out to be, sensational, but it's not factual. So I haven't heard anybody who does research, or look up actual information about Napoleon Harris defend him. But let me know if you do. Jeff, wow. I'm up to like 300 gardening channels in Sasquatch. Oh man, thank you, Kadia, for putting in Hood Horrors YouTube channel link and Quality Reacts. I'm gonna buy a t-shirt from him. You guys, he has supported this channel in more ways than financially. Every time I'm able to go on his live stream, it's just so uplifting and encouraging. One of the reasons why I encourage you all and implore you all, just go out and look at other content creators that talk about something else, anything else, and just relax your mind and enjoy the content. That's what Quality is, just such a phenomenon. He's so kind-hearted and very sweet. And he said, and it was so profound, he said it, I support everybody. If I have any enemies, I don't know them. I don't know it. He don't go out and make waves. He'll go out and he'll climb out a troll in a minute. He will do that. But Quality has no idea how he has taught me a lesson or two without, he's not preachy, but just to hear some wisdom come out of him like that, it really has touched me and affected me. And I've seen his channel grow from 9,000 supporters to 31K in a matter of 3 or 4 months. Not years, months. And it's his energy that he gives off. So please, y'all make sure you go out and support him as well. Hood Horrors. I am so excited about the content. I'm gonna be watching the new episode. he premiered and I missed it. But I'm gonna be watching it tonight. Shout out to Hood Horrors. I sure will. Chef P, there's very little information on Napoleon online. How you doing, Chef P? There is. He didn't campaign. I mean, the information I pulled up about his sponsorship, his bills, his voting record. I went on, the BillTrack50.com website and put in, his name. This is all I have come across as far as like factual information about Thunkhead here, Napoleon. Otherwise, there's not much, like nothing else out there for people to kind of be able to look up and get a feel of who he is and what his platform is about. Might be why he doesn't campaign, because he would have to tell on himself. He's such a clown. But you have to tell on himself because there's no platform, there's no information outside of what you see on the state senator website about his, as a legislator, about his voting record, sponsor bills, committees, and just how long he's been, a state senator. That's it. Nothing else. And it seems like he's not a people person. He is not a people person. Neither is his clerk. She is nasty work. That woman is nasty work. I like to watch your videos because you're thorough. Thank you, Enrique. I appreciate that. That warms my heart. Thank you so much. I try to be. I mean, I just, like I said, I put out the information out there that everybody should be able to look at and read and research, and you can see for yourself. And comes down to just good old fashioned logic and common sense. All right, that's about it. Chef P. Okay, yes, not much about his NFL career either. Yeah, perhaps he's taking one or too many hits to the head. I'm under the belief that Napoleon is just one walking concussion. That's it. Y'all check out that movie with Will Smith, Concussion. That's a real movie. It's based on science, human anatomy. And you take some blows to the head, it does some things to the brain. Because all of a sudden now he can't do simple subtraction or define the word dysfunction or clickbait. Like, what do you all want? I'm sorry, did you miss the last 30 minutes of public comments? Like, he didn't even listen to any of that. He didn't care about what nobody said up there. He is the worst. He didn't give a damn about what no one was saying in the public comments. For him to turn around and then ask, what is it that you all want? We're not bickering with each other. Oh. Well, I'm glad you think that's all it takes for you to be a damn supervisor. The buffoonery of it all, Napoleon. Clickbait. Kiss my ass, bro. Candia said apparently the TT clerk has 3 jobs she's doing, including her clerk position. Oh my God. Laura said, yes, Concussion is an awesome fact-filled movie. It is. It is so good. Y'all make sure y'all check out Concussion. It'll help you understand what the hell you're dealing with Napoleon, because that's just my opinion. His brain is completely concussed and something's wrong with it because he's not even reading words. Oh Lord. He's sitting here manipulating bills and shit, changing state law. On a state level, y'all, that will have an effect on many supervisors in Cook County. It's just ridiculous. Oh, he's such a clown. He didn't think anybody would catch it. I caught it, Napoleon. I caught it. You cornbread eating corn husky piece. I caught it. I see what you're doing. So, yeah, these meetings about to get more irritating. It's like, I literally was like, I cannot watch any more Thornton Township meetings because he's such a fucking clown. But knowing that he just doesn't understand definitions of words. No, you can't take him seriously. Somebody please go up in the next meeting and say, Lady Luck Club would like to know what is 3 times 2. Think quick. If you get up there and start counting with his fingers, we got a real problem. You said what? 3 times 2? 3, and then do that twice. That's how he gonna count it. He gonna be like, it's 6. Is that 6? Yeah. Lord. You can't take him seriously. He's a whole clown. Their faces at the meetings are so funny. He was not expecting you all to just be real and raw. But after 4 years of the last one, it's to be expected. It's to be expected. For him to think no one is going to challenge him is laughable. And if you sit here if he's sitting up here calling people clickbait and asking what's dysfunction and can't seem to explain a $62 variance for food boxes, don't get mad if no one takes you seriously. Don't get mad. It's just, if I have to pull up definitions of words, which I had to do that. I had to do that in this video. I had to look up the definition of the word dysfunction, Napoleon, because you're a clown. then it's he's just gonna be sitting there dazed out, concussed the whole time. Yeah, that's why he's sitting there like this. His brain is not functioning. Thoughts aren't flowing through like they should. Hits to the head. Jesus, a whole clown. I wonder does he sketch during public comment? Probably, except his sketching is more of just rounded off circles. It's all circles. Circle, circle, maybe a square here and there. Triangle. Circle, circle, circle. That's it. That's it. Oh my God. Talking about what's dysfunction. What does that mean? Huh? He's a state senator. He's a state senator. He can't define dysfunction. I have a problem with that. Oh my God. Oh man. Chef yes, he'll get in the Heisman. His place from NFL career has to be how he was elected as a state senator, because he doesn't sound intelligent when he speaks at all. No, he doesn't. Doesn't sound intelligent or learned. He doesn't read. Here's an example of learned and unlearned. That's it. God. Carl Roberts. The shell bill he uses to justify his salary actually says that a township supervisor's salary should be similar to other township supervisor salaries. He makes 3 times as much as any of his peers. From my understanding, and I'm just going to go back to what I saw here, it seems like it's supposed to be uniformly. So, provides that an ordinance establishing compensation, including an increase or decrease in a supervisor's compensation, shall apply uniformly to the supervisors whose terms start after enactment of the compensation ordinance. I don't know if he's limiting this. Let me show this. I don't know if that's being limited to just him as Thornton Township supervisor. I mean, there are more supervisors in Cook County, right? It says here, it shall apply uniformly to the supervisors whose terms start after enactment of the compensation ordinance. To me, it doesn't read as if it's limited to him as supervisor of Thornton Township, but it applies to all supervisors of any township after establishing the compensation ordinance. But, I mean, you guys can see clearly it doesn't really kind of expand on that either. So that's why I said I think it would be best to start with that compensation ordinance to see what the language is in that. Even if you just start with Thornton Township and then maybe check out the other supervisors of other townships in Cook County to see what their state, the language in those, and then maybe compare. If I had to research it, that's how I would do it. I would just compare the compensation ordinances from maybe 2 or 3 different supervisors across Cook County to see, what is the language in this, and why is it that he's taking in the incumbent as well. See here, you got you got then this language here that comes after this, while maintaining the salary of an incumbent. So he took upon the salary of the incumbent that came before him. So also that, you have to ask, what was the salaries of the other incumbents of the other supervisors in Cook County? Does that make sense? So I would see what the incumbents were making as well. Because otherwise, I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this piece of legislation was amended again, because it's going to create so many problems. I would not be surprised if this piece of legislation was amended. And not just this piece, any legislation where he could throw in this language is amended. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. That's why I showed you all the other tab here, so you all can see what other bills are in progress in the committee, and just scan through them, maybe do a search to see if there's any other ordinance where he's hiding, certain provisions regarding salaries of supervisors. in these other bills before they're passed, so you can know what to kind of, just keep an eye out on. That would be my recommendation. Um, and he has a few bills he has sponsored, and a good handful of them are actually, the progress here is in committee. So make sure you check out I already put the link for that website, and I would just kind of go through that and just scan through those to see what language is added to those bills, to see if it has any effect even further on salaries and anything else pertaining to him. Yeah, I mean, he's sitting here manipulating state law. That's so disgusting. That's nasty work right there. That's some evil shit. When that is how he's doing it, he's not even trying to pass local ordinances. He's just going straight to state law, and it's an abuse of power. If you ask me, I would see that personally as an abuse of power. You're a state senator, and you're manipulating state laws to get what you want on a local level as a supervisor. That's an abuse of power. That's how I see that. It's no different than a judge abusing their power, giving out horrible rulings that misinterpret law. I mean, you're manipulating state law and bending it to your will. That's just a clear abuse of power. So he can clickbait that. Napoleon, you can kiss my ass. The other supervisors must be happy to be getting a raise. It depends on what their incumbents were getting. Enrique, yes, and tell Ben Bradley to ask. Yeah, I bet tea with the trustees is fun. Thornton Township officials of Illinois state that except for Thornton Township, no township supervisor has ever received a six-figure salary. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, this is being a continuation from Frank Zuccarelli. It's my understanding. So it went from him, inherited down to LaGirl, and then now he just basically was like, "Oh, I'm going to, continue on the incumbent salary through state law and throw it under something that most people probably would not have noticed." I mean, who reads, bills on Crohn's and colitis awareness? The fact that he did that intentionally, it speaks to the, his motive. You're sitting here hiding language like this in bills that people aren't going to really read, but then you don't sponsor it so that you can say, "Oh, I didn't sponsor the bill. I didn't help write it," but it affects you. Does it affect the other people who sponsored this bill? Are these people also supervisors of a township? Maurice West, Katie Stewart, Diane Blair Sherlock, Julie Morrison. These people here, these are the sponsors of this bill. Are they also considered supervisors of a township? Because if not, then why sponsor and pass a bill, make it effective law on the same day it's passed, if it doesn't even directly affect you, and then you throw it under Crohn's and colitis awareness? This obviously had to be a favor for him, because otherwise I don't understand it. What would be their motive to doing this? What would be their intent? That's how effed up it is. And he's abusing his power as a senator. Clearly, clear abuse of power. Paul and shouldn't. Yep. It should not at all. What y'all should do is let all the other township supervisors know that they should be pushing to get the salary Napoleon is trying to get. And that way more people are affected by this new law and join. Yeah, it's gonna make her. Yeah, y'all know he's gonna be mad and jealous. Walking around here saying, "What is it y'all want from me?" God. Fight against this. Yeah, you gotta fight against this. It's crazy. Or at least then he might get voted out the senator position. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's gonna take. Take that power away from him. Because that's the power that seems to be a lot more dangerous right now. Being the supervisor of Thornton Township, I understand you over 17 municipalities. I get it. But when you are able to help effectuate state law that would supersede local ordinances either way, I mean, being supervised is like playland for him. Because everything that he's doing is going to be on the state level. So he's not going to give two craps about what happens with local ordinances. It's crazy. This is a clear abuse of power. He's the worst. Napoleon, you're a clown. You're calling us clickbait. That was the wrong move, especially when you can't define the word dysfunction. Just can't take you seriously. Never did. Did I freeze up? I think I'm frozen. Uh-oh. No, hold on. Can y'all hear me? I think I froze up. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but computer has frozen. Yeah, it's frozen. Okay. I can't do anything. Wow. Can you guys hear me? Uh-oh. Here's da, da, da. Okay. I don't know if anybody can hear. What is going on? StreamYard is acting up. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I froze up for a minute. Okay. Can you hear me? StreamYard is cutting up. Yeah, the devil is busy. Let's say free native. Yeah, it probably says a lot of things. Video froze. Sorry about that, y'all. My video froze over. Gundia said, or at least then he might get voted out of the senator position. Laura said he thinks everyone is as dense as he is and doesn't understand the laws. And shame on him for using Crohn's to further his career karma. Yeah, exactly. It's horrible. Crohn's and colitis awareness. I mean, come on. I'm sorry. I was frozen. My bad, y'all. Can y'all hear me now? We good? Okay, cool. All right, y'all. We hitting 2 hours and 28 minutes. I appreciate all of you all for tuning in. It's late. We're gonna have members only live tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing a lot of content, premiering it out as I go along. A lot of updates. But you guys make sure you tune in to the premieres on the Hood Horror, the Eligio Bishop carbonation videos that we're gonna be going over. Show 4 and 5. I'm gonna do them both tomorrow. I'm so excited. And hopefully on Sunday we will have him up. I think Hood Horrors is the guy. I don't know. Waiting on them to email me the time. But I'm just happy and elated to have them up on the platform, to have a Q&A and just to be able to talk with them. And great content creator, actually on point videos. And I just appreciate all of you all so much. Channel is growing, and you guys look out for the YouTube shorts and clips from Tommy G on my second channel, Tommy G Raw and Real. That is going to go up. He has a couple videos that he put out. I'm a little behind on that, but I'm going to get it done tomorrow as well. So lots of things happening, y'all. So when I say I don't have time for the BS, I really don't. I really don't. And I'm excited. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Not going to do a full live. I'm going to do the members only live, but we will do some premieres of videos and updates. Great content. Thank you all so much. Check out Dr. Squatch products. Thank you, Laura. Happy birthday, Hood Horse. Happy birthday to you. Check out Dr. Squatch products. It will be tagged in this video. I gotta go back and edit the other 2 lives I did earlier to tag them in those. Buy some soap, deodorant, lotions, all that good stuff. Got birthdays and many in your lives. Buy them some soap. Back to school coming up. Buy some soap for your kids. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Kandia, for posting up the second YouTube channel. Tommy G, raw and real. Stay tuned for those YouTube shorts there. And until the next one, you guys have a good night. Lady Luck Club out. Deuces. Happy birthday, Hood Horse.